I'd like to share some information today related to this particular novelty, 1985's telefilm Murder in Space, directed by our friend Stephen Hilliard Stern. So, on the 2nd of March 2004, we have this initial review published to IMDb from one Snoozle. He titles it, Clue Comedy Equals Murder in Space. The body of the text. Cute, stock murder mystery which completes its task of entertaining you on a rainy day or boring night. Rainy day, yes. Boring night, I don't know. I'd prefer to watch something else, perhaps. I happened to rent this in high school when I was on a Michael Ironside binge, as you do, and found it to be quite the ensemble effort. Complex, with the typical hilarious score, including the da-da-das, when the shocking plot twist lines are revealed, and such. Wilford Brimley, cashing in on the Cocoon fame, holds your attention in a rough and ragged, well, doggone, it is my job and I'm taking it seriously regardless of the ever-hectic family life. You might laugh at a lot of the shtick, but if you're into the murder mystery, this is a nice take on it. The the production design is very unique for this kind of very standard plot synopsis. It reminds one perhaps of Terence Fisher's film Spaceways from 1953. The question of who holds authority and to what extent should that authority be taken in a confined space situation is raised. This movie made me think a little about that. But probably just a little, right? Kudos to all involved. Michael Ironside rules. I do like Michael Ironside, to be fair. God love Sam Fisher. Pandora Tomorrow. With or without hairpieces, huh? Incidentally, if you like Mr. Ironside, check out Common Bonds, Neon City, Total Recall, V, or Watchers, among many others. V is in V for Vendetta? No, I don't know, man. That movie, that's a terrible adaptation of a genius graphic novel. Michael Ironside is in Visiting Hours. He's a fantastic slasher villain in that. Of course, you cannot go wrong with Scanners. A lot of people like Starship Troopers. I happen to as well, despite irritating behavior from both people who really love Starship Troopers and people who kind of jerk themselves off about how much above they are the people who love Starship Troopers. And the other film is Walter Hill's Extreme Prejudice. That's a very entertaining film, neo-western from the late 80s with a kind of a homage to the Wild Bunches shootout at the end, although maybe it didn't get the point of the Wild Bunches shootout was to express Sam Peckinpah's absolute repulsion at violence. And just everyone else got the wrong idea, including Walter Hill, I suppose. Walter Hill was a good director, that being said. Maybe he's no Sam Peckinpah. I also quite like a film called Turbo Kid, which came out in 2015, which featured Michael Ironside in the cast. Oh, and I'd like to read out another review here from the 10th of June, 2009, from one Caroline Alat, and it's very appropriately titled Further Information About Murder in Space. Now, the circumstances of... Murder in Space was a North American production, co-production between in the United States and Canada, and it aired in the UK as well. And this reviewer is going to be talking about their context within the UK, though this was also the case in North America, in the United States, and in Canada as well, I believe. Murder in Space was a whodunit murder mystery suspense film that featured on ITV screens in the UK on the 13th of August 1985. The film was in fact a first so far as I know, as it was the UK's first nationwide whodunit competition involving a film. Run in conjunction with the TV Times magazine, entrants had to name the characters responsible for the various murders in the film. As well as being able to watch the film, people who were keen to enter could also ring a telephone service and listen to recordings of interviews with the characters before they began the mission aboard the Conestoga. I remember as I did enter the competition, but was only 13 at the time and was smitten with Michael Ironside. Still am, lol. The second part, which was the ending, divulged the identity of the killers. It formed part of a TV show hosted by the then popular Anneka Rice and was screened in the autumn, September or October. Several contestants were on the show who had correctly identified the killers, but only one guessed all of them and won the prize. Tremendous. I wonder if she must have just fallen in love with him after that head exploding scene in the start of Scanners. Amazing. This is about all the attention Murder in Space possibly deserves. Although it's not... I was going to say it's not terrible. It's far from unwatchable. I'll say that.